approximately, I guess that's about 340 plus homes. What's exciting right now is building seems to have been the in thing. We've got 16 homes that are under construction. We've got an additional 13 plans recently submitted for approval. So a lot of that is happening here at Berkeley Hall as we speak. And as you said, a lot of these homes, in fact, all of the new builds and building in the last 3 to 4 years, all over $1 million plus. So we're very excited. A lot of happening here at Berkeley Hall.
And can you tell us about the amenities? Two Tom Fazio golf courses, and you
absolutely.
Can take it from
well,
there.
Let's start with our 35,000 square foot clubhouse, which, you know, as you come in, I'll take you through the full tour. You'll get a better appreciation how beautiful the clubhouse is. We've got a variety of dining options for you, from where you can have a private family gathering in our Tuscany wine room to the most casual experience in our pub style tap room, which is a fantastic room to sit back, relax either before or after golf, or just on a casual evening out with family and friends. Now, obviously, if you're a golf purist, you know, our 33-acre practice learning center is second to none. I will challenge anybody to find a better practice facility anywhere in the Southeast, without a doubt. Of course, we've got 2 golf courses here, Tom Fazio design from the original Tom Fazio. And we have a concept that he's sort of coined, and it's called core golf. And what that means, there's no subdivisions going through the golf courses. So you pretty much have to hit a bad shot to end up in somebody's kitchen, which I've come close, by the way.
So when you look across the fairway, you don't see a house, you see golf. Yeah,
you see your partner trying to dig their ball out, yes. And then you've got, you know, we've got 6 tennis courts, 5 pickleball courts. We've got even half a basketball court with an adjustable net, obviously, for those of us that are not quite tall enough to do that dunk.
And how many residents would you say?
We have 70% of our residents are here full time out of that 340. So I would say you're looking at about 500 plus. That will be anytime in and around the community.
Okay. Okay.
Of course, don't forget our river park. Can't forget our river park, because we're one of, I think, we're the only community in this proximity here that actually has access for the community directly into the Okatee River. And we have complimentary kayaks. We do paddle boarding there with instructions. You know, otherwise you'll end up somewhere in New York. If you see the Statue of Liberty, you know, you're going a little too far. So you want to make sure that you go out with somebody that has a little bit of experience your first time out.
Okay.
And then, of course, the fitness center. Don't forget the fitness center. I'm not finished with you yet. So we got the fitness center is 14,000 square feet. We got to keep our members young.
Yeah, the fitness center is awesome. Indoor, outdoor pool.
Oh, beautiful.
I take clients out the back door to the pool, and
yes.
I say, do you feel like you're on vacation? Because it really does feel like that when you go out there.
Certainly is. Yeah.
And the different property types. Yes.
Alex had mentioned that he was talking about the homes that were being built. The homes he was talking averaged over $1 million, but our home ranges everywhere from golf cottages, somewhere around 300,000, all the way up to over $2 million. So all of our homes are not over $1 million for those that are watching.
Right. So that's right. And that's what we're getting to that on the one of the questions.
Go ahead.
Good. So you want to talk about the demographics too?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people ask me when we go to various places as far as the demographics of the club. So yes.
Sure. Well, I mean, we're a young membership, as you can see by the video there. Average age here is probably about 58 or so. And to be honest with you, they're from all over the world. And even from that country, California, we're getting a lot of people come in from over there. And we're starting to see a lot more our residents coming in and relocating. But Ohio, Chicago, Venezuela, I even know Argentina, Canada, and we even have a member here from Bermuda, believe it or not. Was a member of my own club.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yep.
That's cool. The different types of property or estate, lifestyle cottages, lifestyle homes, and golf cottages are adjacent to the club, which do have rental potential for people that come and stay in the club, and they can, all of them are 4-bedroom homes. That's actually where you stay on the Discovery package.
Right.
So,
and that's what Mr. Elliott was talking about, the variety of property opportunities that we have here as well. So I think you have a slide or something like that you were going to.
Yeah, I do have that.
Okay.
I'm going to get to that towards the end here, but I'd like to open this up to some questions to everyone. Why did you decide to select the Lowcountry of South Carolina over different parts of the country? We'll just open that up.
I'll go first. My husband and I had never been to Hilton Head with our kids. So because we always thought it was just golf and tennis, and we don't golf right now. So, but we didn't want to go to Florida. We're from Ohio. So we actually were on our way down to Florida to visit friends, and we went to Lake Norman, and we actually rented a house there for a week, and it was just too busy for me. And I said, I'm not moving, for this. So we came back the next year to Florida to visit, and somebody said, you ought to go to Bluffton. So we did, and we came for a couple days, and I ended up realizing one of our friends, school friends, lived here, called her, said, hey, come get me and show me around. And the first stop was at Berkeley Hall, and we couldn't get in. They wouldn't let us in. And so we went to the real estate office, and for some reason it was closed. And we kept going around the building, and we found a builder. Next thing I know, we're in his truck, and my husband, his criteria was he wanted to be on the water because he likes to boat. And the guy took us right to the lot and then showed us a house that he had built, and that was it. And I mean, we never looked at anything else. I mean, we're one of the oddballs. We're not like Slocum that, did all the right things, saw it all. So.
And you don't play golf either?
No.
Okay.
So.
Does your husband play?
No.
Okay, there you go.
We're going out tomorrow for the first time.
Oh, wow. How exciting is that?
Everybody stay away. But no, we love it down here. So it was a good move for us. I mean, I know it was impromptu, and, we went home, told the kids we bought a house, and left them. It was usually the other way around. They leave us, we left them. And, it's a great place to live and for them to come vacation. So.
And Mark, you did the other way around. You researched for 15 years. And
yes, yes, I guess I'm infamous for that. Why did we pick the Lowcountry? I mean, quite simply, it just satisfied, met, or exceeded every one of the criteria we had set for what we were looking for in a permanent relocation. You start with the climate and the ability to be outdoors. Today is 78 degrees, low humidity, blue sky. It's been that way for 2 weeks now. Secondly, we wanted proximity to airports and highways so we could have transportation opportunities because we like to travel. My son and grandkids are in Boston. We'd like to go see them. I can jump on a JetBlue flight 10 minutes from my house and be there in a little over 2 hours. Mm-hmm. We were looking, as we age, we were looking for hospitals and medical care availability. We wanted to make sure that wherever we permanently relocated to, we felt satisfied we could get good health care if we need it. Thankfully, we don't need it, but you never know. We also wanted to be near colleges and universities. One, because they provide a certain energy to a community. And secondly, it gives you an opportunity to learn and try new experiences. I have no interest in going back for my PhD, but I have taken many courses at the University of South Carolina here and of interest. And I found it refreshing and a way to keep your mind active. Obviously, we were looking for activities to participate in, looking for entertainment venues. That's plentiful in the whole area. A nice bonus was the fact that the state has very favorable tax treatment, especially compared to where I came from in the Northeast. Our taxes, when I got my first tax bill of the house, I told my wife, quick, go down and pay it before they change their mind. It was so reasonable. It was unbelievable. And the cost of living here, quite honestly, is a lot lower than it is in most places. Mm-hmm. And finally, I guess I'd say it was just it's a very safe area, and it's a very welcoming community. The locals here are used to people coming from the north, from other parts of the country, coming from other countries, and they're very accepting, because what we have all done coming here is we have made little Bluffton, South Carolina, the fastest growing area of South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And we're very close. We have the proximity to Savannah, to Charleston, to Jacksonville, Atlanta, Beaufort. I mean, there's all kinds of places you can go to within a very short drive. But really, to top it off, I guess the thing I loved the best when I came here was just the pure natural beauty of this area and having the ocean right at your doorstep.
Now, to dovetail into that question, I'm having a gentleman text me in the room and asking about, they're looking in the mountain area of the Carolinas, the cliffs and things like that compared to this area. Anybody want to comment on that?
I can talk to that, because that was the first place we went. We moved here from California. So when we decided that we wanted to retire, we were very familiar with this part of the country, because our families had lived in Savannah as well as Pinehurst area. So we'd come out here a lot. So we decided, we started at the top of South Carolina and went to the cliffs and went to a couple of their locations and absolutely loved it. Except it was so far from everywhere. And my wife and I were looking at it and said, well, this is really good, but what are we going to do as we get a little older? How are we going to get to the hospital? It was 30 minutes to the grocery store. So we kind of said, okay, well, let's see what else there is. And we kind of moved our way down and went to Charleston, and like Charleston, it was very nice, but we just didn't find anything that really hit us. And then we made it to Kiowa, and then we got here, and we still had a trip to continue on to Florida. And then we just kind of, when we got here, we were familiar with Hilton Head. We'd been here a few times, and actually our youngest had played in a junior golf tournament back in the early 2000s here. And so I said, well, we got to go to Berkeley Hall. And when we got down here, it was sort of like, well, this is really nice. We really like this place. There's enough stuff for my wife to do, who didn't play golf when we first got here, who she now plays more than I do. But it was just more to do for her. She likes to hike. She likes to go to the beach. She likes to do craft work and things of that nature. So this area had everything we wanted. I had a community that I could play golf in that was just gorgeous, and I was happy as a clam. So we just kind of said, wow, this is the place we want to stay, because the economy was good here. The cost of living was very good here. Coming from California, the house we built here would have been 3 times as much in California. So that's sort of why we picked this area, but we started at the cliffs. It was just way too remote for us. And the cliffs is a lovely place, wonderful people. I don't want to downplay it at all, but for us, it was just way too far away from anything.
I'm also having somebody chat with me about the golf course. This gentleman's a 3 handicap. His wife is a 40 handicap, and I'll answer that question first. I had a very good client that came in, and he's a scratch golfer, and he played all the golf courses, every one of them. And he said the Berkeley Hall North course was as good as any in the entire area. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. And he knows he's a good golfer. But what I can't answer as far as possibly ladies playing or the degree of difficulty, I don't know the answer on that one.
Well, I can't help you, sorry.
Not yet.
I don't mean
after tomorrow. After tomorrow.
don't mean to hog the stage here, but my wife had not played golf for 30 years and started up 2 years ago. And, you know, went through all the trials and tribulations with the clinics and everything, and kind of, you know, shooting in the hundreds when she started. She shot 83 the other day.
Whoa,
And
that's pretty good.
the golf course is very, very fair for the ladies, but it's challenging. The tees are positioned and everything. We also have family tees for beginners that are even like 30 yards out and 40 yards out in front of the ladies' tees. And a lot of the ladies, especially the senior ladies, play from there, and they have a ball because it's only about 4,000 yards. So, you know, and you're welcome to play pretty much any tees you want to in any of the games, either if you're a lady or a man. A lot of our senior members play the burgundy tees, which is sort of where the ladies play. And you can play half green tees, half white tees. A lot of the younger, really low handicappers play half white tees, half blue tees.
And it's easy to get on, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very easy to get on.
Oh, that's the whole point of Berkeley Hall is it's low density. So the whole design is to have less than 40,000 rounds at maximum in a year for 2 golf courses, which is, you know, most courses up north will have 35,000 rounds a year.
Yeah,
So,
right. What would you say the answer would be of all these luxury clubs? What would Berkeley Hall, I guess, would be different or something compelling for someone over the others, I guess you could say? I kind of know the answer. Adrian Morris told me the answer, but we'll see what you all think. So, you know, people, when they come to town, they look at all these other different gated communities. So what would you say?
You know, I mean, from my perspective, and I don't live here, but I know Mr. Marini could tell you for sure. For me, it's almost of a loaded question, because Berkeley Hall is something for everybody. And I think you'll find that niche and end up calling it home. And I think it's, you know, if you work from home like Mr. Marini does, and he could tell you from his experience of being able to get to the airports. I think Mr. Slocum mentioned that, you know, we're close to Charleston and Savannah and Jacksonville, things of that nature. And, you know, we do have 10 miles of greenway as well that you can casually walk around and enjoy. But yeah, let the members tell you what they feel.
So John, I would answer that question with probably what's viewed as a stock answer, but it starts and ends with the people here. I've never met more welcoming people than I have in this community. Even long before we bought property here or joined the club, we would visit, people would come up, introduce themselves, invite us to dine with them or to play golf with them, encouraged us to ask any questions you want. It is extremely easy to assimilate here. Because it's a moderate club, moderate-sized club, we're not a mega club of thousands of houses and thousands of members. It's very easy to assimilate because there are so many activities. Our membership is very social, and it really is a family atmosphere. And you know, we kid all the time and call this place the bubble, because that's what it feels like sometimes. We're living inside a snow globe without the snow, and just enjoying a good group of people who really enjoy welcoming you and making you feel at home, and you develop more friends than you could ever imagine. When we moved here, I did not know a single soul in South Carolina, and I can honestly say today, I have more good friends than I've probably had at any time in my life since high school.
That's great. Henry, I wanted to ask you a question. I believe you work out of your home. Is that correct?
But don't lose me this time. I'm going to use the internet here. But yes, I'm still a working professional. Luxury of working out of my home, and more importantly, I have to share very high. And coming from Massachusetts,
I was only 10 miles from the airport, and it took us about 45 to 50 minutes to get to the airport. And I can get to the airport here within less than 30 minutes. So it's really great for me from an airport perspective.
Right. And do you play golf?
I do. I get to play the ends when I'm not traveling. And recently I played golf because we're not doing any travel within our organization at this time.
And I do not believe COVID-19 has affected Berkeley Hall as far as any sicknesses. That's one of the questions I've gotten here. Nothing. Okay.
No.
Can I ask is there a particular, something that is a pleasant surprise that you never counted on now that you live in Berkeley Hall and you've moved to the area? Anybody have a comment on that? Something you just never thought would happen, or you just a pleasant surprise?
Well, I mean, kind of like at Berkeley Hall, kind of pile on what Mark was talking about people here. One of the things that is people invite you out right away. Well, when we first got here, we were actually sitting out on the foundation, didn't know a single person in the area, and they were on the 9th green, and they walked over to our new house that was just a foundation, and they introduced themselves along with 2 other couples that were with them, and that night they invited us to their house for dinner, and it's like they didn't know us from Adam.
Yeah, that's great.
Saw us sitting on our foundation.
Yeah.
So, and that happened like for a year. And so after we moved here, everybody was so nice, we decided to have a party to kind of thank everybody that had shown their hospitality to us. So we invited, it was about 25 or 30 couples the first time. It was a Labor Day party. And so we said, well, we'll invite them all because only about half come. Well, guess what? They all came, everybody. Party. And it was like, oh my God, we haven't had a party that big in 30 years of marriage. So the next year we said, well, let's have another Labor Day party, make it a tradition. So the next year we invited more people. Well, we had 100 people come. I mean, 100.
Wow,
okay.
That's great.
Since we live on the 7th green, we had a putting contest at 7 o'clock at night on the green, and we auctioned, and the winners would get a bottle of wine. And on top of that, we all raised like $300 or $400 for charity for the Folds of Honor that night for the party. And we all had a ball. And everybody wrote to us and said, that was a great idea to do a Folds of Honor. What are we going to do for an encore next year? So it's, where in the world are you going to make that many new friends in a year and a half? It's just incredible. And
that's a great testament. Yeah.
I was just going to say, one of the our fears were, when if you have a family of kids, you start off in school and they're young, and you grow up with these families, and they become like your really good friends. And my worry is okay, now we have no kids to like meet other people, so we're on our own. And which I think a lot of us think, like, who are we going to meet? Because we knew no one down here. But I'll tell you what, they have a great ambassador program. Robin Millard, she contacts everybody through Alex, right? They go to Alex first, right? And then you give to Robin. And she has, well, for us, she welcomed us in. And I'm telling you, it's so easy to meet people down here. And really, they've been lovely,
And the staff knows all the members by name.
Right. So it's not hard. Don't be fearful of like, who am I going to meet? I'll be a lone island. I mean, I will say this, is that I'm so happy that we are here, because if we had just bought a house, say in Bluffton, somewhere in a neighborhood, we probably would not have lasted. So, you're in a community and they have so many activities, and you sign up for everything, you meet people, and you're right. Before you know it, they become your family.
Now, why do you say that? Because you wouldn't be plugged in socially, you think?
Well, I think that, like I said, if you move with your kids somewhere, you meet people through the schools,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
then they become your social friends.
Right.
But when you're, a couple moving down here by yourself, everybody, it's kind of hard to meet people. So if
Yeah.
we were in a regular neighborhood and just bought a house, I think it would have been difficult because I think people don't talk to people, in neighborhoods. But in this instance, you're in a community together. You can't help but running into each other,
And plenty of social functions.
Exactly.
Plenty.
So we've met quite a lot of people that way. So it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
John, if I can give you an example, the members here won't let you sit idle by yourselves, okay? They seek you out because they're interested in meeting new people and new backgrounds. And I'll just give you an honest personal story. We bought our house or bought our lot 8 years ago. We started building our house and it's about 1/3 done. And one day I got a call from one of the neighbors, my to-be neighbors on the street here. And he asked me when we were coming back to check on the house again. And I said, well, probably in about 3 weeks. And he says, would you mind if we had a cocktail party when you come back so that you can meet everybody on the street? And they did that. We came back to see our house. They had a cocktail party. I met everybody on the street. The day I moved into my house, I knew everybody on my street.
Mhm.
That has never happened in my experience, and I've moved a lot.
That's great. Great story. Absolutely. Can I ask one last question here? I mean, it's amazing how many questions I am getting on the chat. One is it humid in the summer? No. No. It's a piece of cake. If you had to do it all over again, what advice would you give to the audience on coming down, deciding to purchase? If you had to do it all over again, what would you say?
Just do it.
I wouldn't.
My response would be very simple. My only regret in moving here is that I didn't do it sooner. We were comfortable. We lived in Stowe, Vermont, completely different lifestyle, completely different climate, which we enjoyed. We decided we wanted to change. And it took us a couple of years to actually make the move. My best advice to people is decide your criteria, what's important to you, and then go out and see these places. Go visit in discovery packages. All the clubs will have them. Try their amenities, try their restaurants, try their fitness centers. Most importantly, try to meet their people and decide if it feels comfortable. If it feels right to you, it is right. Trust your judgment.
It's a gut thing. Yeah, it's a gut thing.
Total gut.
Anyone else?
Well, I mean, the key would be, don't wait. A lot of people try to think, well, I can work some more or everything. If you're ready to retire or move to a place like this, go ahead and do it. Because we're busier now than when I worked.
That's exactly right.
It's, and I have friends that say, oh, I can't quit. I can't do it. I still want to work for a few more years. And I say, why? Well, but and it's I'm so glad we did it because we can travel. We have friends here. We're busy. Golf is great. And then through this whole COVID thing, it's just been a god. So
yeah,
don't wait. Just if you're ready to go, pull the trigger, find a place that you feel comfortable at, and trust your gut.
One other thing I would like to just announce, because we're nearing the end of this, we are going to have our drawing in a minute. Berkeley Hall has released 10 home sites, club-owned home sites, to where if you come down and you want to purchase a home site, they will waive the dues for 2 years with a commitment to build a home. and they have a builder program, and you can meet with the builders and decide what you want and go through the design process. But that's always been something that people want to hear and participate in, through my experience, is not pay the dues while they're trying to figure out what to do. So they've released 10. We do have a discovery package at Berkeley Hall. You stay right in the golf cottages. I mean, you look outside, it's just, never mind. It's beautiful. But it's a 20% discount if you can come down because of the virus. I mean, people's travel plans are kind of messed up a little bit. But if you can come down between now and, let's say, Labor Day, the club will discount at 20%. And if you decide to go ahead and purchase something, they'll go ahead and waive the whole thing, right, Alex?
Well, you're very close. That's right. Nice try there.
I'm in sales.
Yeah, you certainly are good at that. But I tell you what, you definitely, without a doubt, you have a great experience. And I know Marie is listening in, and she's just joined the club here as our part of the marketing team. And we'll do everything we can to roll out the red carpet and make sure you have an exceptional experience, because we know we get just as excited. And you know, you've met the members tonight. They live here, and I look forward to coming to work and in this place every day. It's exciting. It's fun to be here.
It looks just like that.
Yes.
Yeah, just like that. That is the discovery package. Taking advantage of this, Alex, you just want to run through that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our discovery package, and you know, a minimum of 2 nights you can stay. I think usually after 3 nights you end up staying for a lifetime, but you know, we'll get you here for the first 2 nights, and we've got, you know, a customized tour of the facilities. We'll make sure you know where everything is. More than likely, you can mingle with members. If you want to just have a private little getaway and sort of do things on you, we can arrange that too. That's fine. So you get dinner in the grill room and or the tap room. You love golf. Obviously, golf's included in that. If you want to get a massage or something like that, we'll take good care of you. And of course, you know, you have access to all the facilities. We want to make sure you have a great experience, because if you're going to move here, you need to know what it's like to be here, and you'll meet all these wonderful members.
That's right. So what I'm going to do here real quick, stop that, we're back. I've got the list of everyone that has RSVP'd and come to the webinar. We really do appreciate it. There are some people that are starting to drop off. We try to figure this around 30 minutes. We will follow up with all of you, send an email, an invitation to the discovery package. But I am going to pick Bob Morey. Is there a Bob Morey someplace?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you win. You win the discovery package. 2 nights, 3 days, a weekend with Alex. That expires tomorrow, but
you're in for a treat, dear Bob. I could tell you that right now. Bring your checkbook though.
Yeah,
because I've got a good property for you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to follow up with everybody. I thank the Berkeley Hall members very much. Thank you, the audience, for taking the time to join us.
Yes,
I think this was very successful. We actually had like 86 people in the room at one time, which is fantastic. And I had a lot of text questions that came up that need to figure out a way to answer these questions. So anyway, thank everyone. If you have any questions, you can certainly contact me, or you can contact Alex at Berkeley Hall, and get you down here, and we will find your dream home down here.
Yeah,
okay,
John,
thanks.
Thank you.
Yes.
If I can add, they should contact Alex, and any member here would be glad to answer any of their questions. So we'd all be glad to answer questions, because I know they can't do it on the webinar.
That's right. It's hard to do, but I am going to follow up with everybody and probably send a survey out, and we can get some of those questions answered and get you down here. So anyway, thanks all, and we'll see you another time.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night.
you.